coffee. Okay, and we are filming.
Haha!
Hi.
Welcome back. This is episode 3 of Endo Cysterz. We have now successfully filmed and edited 2 episodes. Side note, if anybody is watching that knows how to edit videos that can answer the question of why the quality, once you film on an iPhone, transfer it to a Mac, why it's compromised and looks like SHIT, any help would be helpful.
We're filming an iMovie right now, so we're hoping that'll help. But I don't
Let me
know.
bring this down. Can I bring this down? Do I just...
Yup.
Oh.
Yeah.
See more of us.
See, we're always just trying to figure things out. Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Let's get cozy.
All right.
I know.
Let's dive on in.
It's like the big comfy couch.
Right?
So as you...
Wasn't there a show?
That was a show with the girls. She's like... tick,
Yeah.
tick, tick,
Yep.
tick. I watched it growing up. But as you can see, we have a new space today too. We're trying out all different backgrounds. We're just having fun. We're just having fun, just experimenting and just figuring out what feels right with this thing that we're doing.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
it's new to us. It's new to you.
Yes. And thank you to our first 100 listeners. That is so cool.
100 people.
To be completely transparent, we thought like 10 people would listen to it. So to have 100 people listen to our first episode, that means a lot because this is something that we're really happy to share with you guys. So thank you.
And we're so passionate, and we just want to give you all the information we possibly can.
So I feel like that's our first milestone. We got 100 listeners.
Yes.
Very cool. So cool.
This high five was better than the last
That
one.
was a really good high five. That was like spot on.
Yay!
So today what we wanted to talk about, we wanted to give you some personal updates, and we'll do that at the beginning of every episode / podcast just to say what's going on in our endo lives, and then talk about other things related to endo. So today we wanted to talk about different methods of pain management that we've used over the years. And now I gotta go get my notepad because I forgot.
Yes, and we're gonna talk, like we said, a couple personal things that we have going on in our lives that, you know, go with endo and being a female. Yay!
Yay!
So fun, guys.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I remember everything, because once you get into it, like after each episode that we've recorded, I'm like, oh my god, I wanted to say this and I wanted to say that, so I've got notes today. But first up, let's kick it off with some personal updates. I don't know who wants to go first. You have more relevant information right now. I'll have more information in a
True.
couple weeks.
Yeah, so I'll go. So in November, the middle of November, I found a lump on my left breast, and I have been waiting. What are we in, January now?
Yep.
So almost a month and a half to get into the doctors to find out what's going on. I went today. They confirmed it is a lump, and now the next steps are just going for a mammogram and figuring out what this is.
And you had said in the past you've had sort of lumps that have been benign, right?
Yes.
So it kind of falls in that
yeah.
category.
So they don't know why I produced them, but since I was 19, I think, or 18, one of the two,
Which was like yesterday, right?
Right, I wish. What?
It's weird. I talked to
I'm
like
35 next month.
24, 25-year-olds, and I'm like, how are you 24 and 25? Because I'm 24 and
Right?
25. How is this
It's
possible?
just, you blink and things go by like that. It's like, what? But yeah, so I've had, I think, I've had 4 lumpectomies. So the first one,
Can you explain what a lumpectomy is?
so a lumpectomy is when they go in and they surgically remove the tumor, and or fibroid.
They
or,
cut into the muscle tissue?
Yeah, they'll go right through your boob. So
Ooh.
each time I've had it, they have removed my nipples, taken them off, and gone in and taken the lumps out, and then put my nipples back on.
What?
Yup.
What?
I have no feeling in my
No!
nipples. None.
They took the
Zero.
nipples off?
Right off. Yep. I have like.
They can't just go in through the side?
No, because so. Give me your hand. Do you feel that?
Is that the lump?
That's the lump. So it's not over here, so they be
Okay.
fishing. So they go through here to minimize less scarring. It's a lot easier than like cutting a hole here.
What?
Yeah, I have no feeling.
Let this be cautionary too, to do your breast checkups,
Yes,
or
get
have your
your
significant
mammogram.
other do
Yep.
that.
That's how I've always found mine. I've never gone to the doctors and found them. I've personally found them myself and then called the doctor.
Jeez.
But yeah, so they take it out. It's a lumpectomy. It's like a surgery. It's like
Take
2
your
weeks
nipples
recovery.
off.
Yeah, they took my nipples off. I have no
Oh my
feeling.
God.
And somebody didn't believe me once, so purposely I went and got my nipples pierced to prove that I had no feeling.
I have them pierced too. Cool.
I don't anymore, but yeah, no feeling. I was like, did you do it? He's like, the needle's in. I'm like, oh.
Do you have any scarring?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all around them. You can see them.
I have to see.
Yeah, I mean, I could show you. I don't know if my husband would like me to show you
No,
guys my
we'll
boobs,
get taken
but-
off, but I want to see after. I'm just
Yeah,
curious
I'll
how
show them
that
to you.
works.
It's weird. But yeah, so I've had a total of 12 lumps removed so far. Not all at once, but
Jesus.
Mhm.
Do they know what would cause something like that?
they have no idea. Some people just produce these fibroids, the benign fibroids, but
Which usually fibroids historically are tied to high estrogen levels,
Mhm.
but they don't. The issue is they don't know what causes the high estrogen. They can only
Correct.
say it's a side effect of this, but we don't know why this is happening.
And luckily, I mean, I've been very lucky that none of them, knock on wood, have been cancerous. So that's a good thing. But it's, you know, it's always in the back of your mind. I mean, I'm at that
Yeah.
age. Like I said, I'm going to be 35 next month. So every time I find one, the older I get, the worse, you know, and the more scary it becomes. Because that's your reality when you hit these ages. Even though you can get cancer when you're younger too, but when you hit these middle 30s, it's like, what? I gotta go for mammograms now. I gotta get my tits squished.
We were talking about how they squish you this
Yeah,
way,
this way,
squish you
this
that
way.
way.
It's like,
But like, how? Especially if you have small boobs, like.
my
how?
mother-in-law has small
How?
boobs, and she says that it's so painful because
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
There's
I mean, at
nothing
least I
there.
have squish, but like I have so much scar tissue in my boobs from all the surgeries that it's like, ow. So they have to redo it. They'll be like, okay, well, we didn't get enough imaging. We have to squish your tits more.
Like a science project.
Mm-hmm.
Just get cut up like when you dissect like the frog or something. Just like,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
cut into some boobs, cut into some abdomen, maybe a little
Mhm.
ass. Like, I don't know, just like start chopping up.
Why can't I just take them off? Like, I don't even need
Would
them.
you want to?
I think so. I
Yeah.
mean, at one point, I tested for the BRCA1 and BRCA2 gene to see if I was a carrier, and I was like all
Which
for
is a
it.
breast cancer gene.
Yes, which I was all for. I was like, take them off, give me new ones, I'll be happy.
And usually they test you for that if you have family history of that gene.
I have a lot of
Yeah.
family history. We'll have to get into that in another podcast because the line is long.
We
Very,
have
very long.
tons of stuff to talk about, and the
Mhm.
more we do this, the more things keep coming up, and we're like, oh my god, we have a whole nother episode
Yep.
idea.
I mean, I could write a fucking novel
Yep,
on
seems
shit.
like it.
It's nuts. And I'm only 35. That's not old.
It's not old. We're
That's
very
not-
young.
We are young. Like
Hey, you all,
35
hey, all
is the
you
new
cool
25.
kids.
Yeah. All you cool cats and kittens out there.
Is that the
Tiger King.
Yeah. Hello, fellow kids.
Ugh.
We're your peers.
Listen, we're doing a lot better than him.
But
He's
but
not
in the
jail.
scheme of things, so 35 is so young to have all these issues.
Yeah.
Usually they do anything like a hysterectomy or removal in like your 40s to 50s.
I was 27, guys. 27.
27.
That's just fucking wild. Mm-hmm.
I just think of the picture. It just
Oh, the uterus?
it blows my mind.
Yep.
So when will you find out more information?
So I'm waiting for the breast health center to call, and it's kind of just a waiting game right now. But I will keep you guys posted with everything. I mean, the next step is a mammogram. Is have a mammogram, and then they decide if it looks suspicious. They're going to do an ultrasound/biopsy. I've had that done before. It's not fun.
But always better to rule
Yes.
things out to be safe and
And
sorry.
it's also, I'd rather have the biopsy and it come back benign than have surgery. Because the surgery sucks. It's automatic 2 weeks out of work for me because of my job. Because I'm a hairdresser.
Yep,
Can't do
you're
anything.
sick. Can
yeah.
you vacuum? Yeah, go
Yeah,
for it. We can
yeah,
we can
we'll be
wait for a
fine.
second. No, I'm gonna. We just edit out anything we
Yeah,
need to edit out.
you're good.
So.
No, we're just,
no,
yeah,
no.
you're good.
No,
Yep,
can
we
cut
just
anything out.
edit it out.
No, we
can
can-
do whatever. Yeah, we can pause. We're back.
Back.
Woo! All right. So we left off with, yeah, I'd rather get a biopsy than have the surgery. So that's all I got for you right now. So I will keep you posted on everything else.
Hopefully they're quick with the results. 'Cause the worst
Oh,
part
that's
is
the
waiting.
worst. Oh.
Because you get into your head.
Yup, and you're like, oh my god, and then if you Google, forget it.
No,
You'll
what's
have,
wrong with
like,
me.com,
fingernail
don't do it.
cancer. So no, I'm telling you. One
It's so
time I was
true, it's
convinced
so
I
true.
had toe cancer.
Yeah,
Not
it's
even
true.
joking.
It's
Yep.
true. What's wrong with me.com, and they
Yep.
can come up with a whole list of things. But
Mhm.
there's a phrase, I forget who said it in my life, but it's hard telling, not knowing. So Don't put stock into something if you don't have the answer right now and know that it's coming. There's no sense dwelling on it because you're like experiencing it over and over and over again
Yep.
until the thing happens or does not happen.
You just gotta let the chips fall where they may.
Did you ever see She's the Man?
Yes, I love that movie.
Fall
where they may.
Poor Amanda Bynes, man.
I made breakfast, darling. I know, that poor woman. Oh my
I
God.
loved that movie growing up. It reminded me of
too.
somebody I went to high school with, like the haircut and the hairstyle, and that just made the movie so much funnier.
I
But
loved
poor Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
She's had a rough go of it. But
She
all those
has.
kids that grew up in the industry. When I was younger, I used to want to be, because I was into theater, like singing and dancing and acting. I was like, oh, I'd love to be like a famous singer, or a famous actress. But like, the more I learn about it, I call it Holly Weird.
Yeah.
There's like a whole bunch of things going on behind the scenes.
Yep.
that
And you're either
really
gonna
freak me
make
out.
it or you're not. Like, you either have to have the toughest fucking skin ever, or they're gonna lay you flat.
Mm-hmm.
And Britney Spears, who's the dude that just died?
Aaron Carter.
That one.
That's just sad.
Yeah, it's just.
Because they're given everything they ever wanted, so they don't even know adversity. So when they're faced with anything in life, it crumbles,
Yep.
and you have all this money, so you can just do whatever you want, whenever you want.
It's true.
So money's not a bad thing, but I definitely believe when they say like money just enhances who you are as a person. So that's a tangent for another day, but okay, cool. So Liza updates. Now I have a shorter update. We don't have all the information just yet, but surgery, hysterectomy, scheduled for February 21st, which is weird because we're filming this today. It is January 17th, so
About
a
a
little over a month, and it's weird to think that I only have one more period left in my life.
One more.
So I'm focusing on that aspect because that makes me really excited to think about like not having a period. That's pretty cool. Not having to plan my life around it. I'm not
Your
glorifying.
surgery's on a Thursday?
Yeah, it's on a Thursday.
Well, I'll be over on
or
Friday.
Wednesday. Or Wednesday.
Or when?
Is it Wednesday? I think
I
it's
don't know.
Wednesday.
My birthday's the next day, but I'm coming over to take care of
You can come over. So it was originally supposed to be, I think, on the 23rd, which is the Friday, which is
Okay.
fine. But we were planning it. My boyfriend's a school teacher. Anthony's a school teacher, so he has a whole week plus each weekend off. So I was trying to get as close to the date as possible. Originally, she had suggested the last day of his vacation, so it would just give me Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I was like, I'll take whatever you have, but if you have anything sooner, that will give me a couple more days to have somebody with me. Because I do believe by like day 3 or day 4, like I'll be able to move around minimally, but for the first couple days, I am going to listen to everything and just not push it.
Nope.
I was telling Liza earlier when I had my first lap surgery to remove scar tissue, I was back at the gym the next day just walking, but by the end of the week I was squatting 100 plus pounds. That's not something I would recommend to anyone.
No, I think you have like a strict workout for at least 4 weeks. I think it could be 6.
As
Because,
yes,
like when you have a baby, you can't
yeah,
work out
6
or have
to
sex
8.
for 6.
She said.
Okay, so
6 to 8, and like Amy said, don't even vacuum.
No, nothing.
Don't
Like,
even vacuum. No pushing. No pulling.
She's gonna get up and it's gonna make her tired, and she's gonna need to take a nap.
Ugh, so like myself, like what I do with my career, I'm a personal trainer and a nutrition coach. So being told to slow down and relax and not lift anything over 15 pounds for like 8 to 12 weeks is going to drive me mental, but it's going to be a really good test for me to incorporate some mindset tricks and focus on other areas of my life that I may have been either neglecting or ignoring because I'm always so go, go, go. I always believe that there is something good hidden in everything. It's an experience to
Absolutely.
learn something from it. Sometimes it's not apparent right up front what that lesson is, and that's extremely frustrating, but there's something in that. So that's the viewpoint I'm taking on that.
Absolutely.
But we have the pre-op appointment February 1st, so that's just about like 2 weeks from now. That will pretty much go into all details of everything that I need to know, any questions that come up, and I will vlog the experience. And what I'll do is I'll come up with the questions I ask. So if you have a similar thing that you're going through, you know what to be prepared for, what to know prior to surgery, just all those little things that you wouldn't think about because you're just like, okay, I'm going under the knife, but like how to prepare beforehand, what you're going to need afterwards for recovery, because that can trip you up. When I first was making the decision, I was on the fence, there was just a lot of questions that came up, and that was creating a lot of fear within me. And then you Google stuff and you research, and of course only the bad stuff is going to come
Always.
up. Only the bad stuff, and I don't want
It's
to
not like,
invite
oh,
that
you're gonna
energy.
be fine.
It's good to have, I don't know, like to have an all-encompassing viewpoint, but like not to dwell on the bad stuff, because that's just a fraction of what could happen. And with the advancements over the years, and our doctor has done countless surgeries at this point.
Countless.
And one of the things actually that she specializes in is minimally invasive surgery.
Mm-hmm.
If you look her up and read about her, Dr. Foley will link her in the video too. So if you're local and you have issues about anything going on with your reproductive organs, she could be somebody to call.
I have no scarring. Like,
It's
tiny.
insane. It's
the
insane.
tiniest things ever.
Yeah, so she was like, I'm confident we will get you home same day. So it'll be like 2 hours. It'll be like I watched a movie and
Yep,
then, you know.
it'll be the best sleep of your life, though. Like, they gave me he's like, I'm gonna make you a cocktail right now, and you're gonna be so happy, because I was super nervous. So first they shot me with, like, Ativan, because they're like, you need to chill.
My first surgery, I remember her giving me something, the anesthesiologist, she's like, we're gonna give you something to make you warm. Okay.
Yes.
And all I remember from that point on is I waved bye to Anthony as I was coming around the corner. I was like, I love you, bye. I don't remember anything else other than I woke up, and then I was awake, and I was like, I'm thirsty.
I had to stay.
I wasn't messed up.
No? Oh,
No.
I was so messed
No,
up.
I
had
was
to
just
stay.
thirsty.
They put these, like, compression things on my
You
legs.
stayed overnight?
Overnight. One night.
I think, well, you had a more advanced case, right?
I think so, yes, because I had the adenomyosis too, and I think just like giving birth and having like that experience with the birthing and like bleeding back then too. They just
And your
wanted to
uterus
use that.
was jacked up.
It was.
I mean, I'm
shocked.
curious to learn what's inside my uterus. I might even have adenomyosis.
Yeah,
or
you don't know. I didn't know I
adenomyosis,
had that. I had no idea what the frig that was. And then she was like, "So your muscle was rotting too?" And I was like, "So that's the black shit that was coming out of me?"
Yeah, to recap, so endometriosis is the muscle tissue outside the organs, and then adenomyosis is muscle tissue. It intertwines the
In
scar
the
tissue
muscle.
in the muscle tissue. So I potentially could have that inside my uterus too, and that's what causes some pain.
Yep.
Won't know, but I'm really excited to find out. Now that we've got
I know.
like,
I can't.
I
wait
want
to
to see the
your
pictures.
I can't wait. Ask them to like show you your stuff.
My
in
actual, like,
yeah,
uterus.
Like, can you show me?
Yeah.
And they're so small.
Hell yeah, I need to look at that. Organs look it directly
are
in the eye.
small, guys. They're not big. Like when
No.
she showed me my tubes, I was like, "That's it."
My uncle, he did his residency. He was Nurse Bob for a long time. He
Nurse
watched the video,
Bob.
thank you. But now he has passed all of his exams, so he's Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob.
But he was telling me
Like it.
he used to do a lot of surgeries that were like uterus removals, and he's like, they're just like this
This-
big.
yeah,
Like, you
it's
can
like
hold
as
it in
big
your
as-
hand.
yeah.
And so I'm like, how is something this big
Cause so much
causing
pain?
so much pain? It's like it doesn't make any sense. So we'll
The
see.
way they explained it, though, it's like think about like your uterus is like contracting, kind of. So it's expanding and then closing and expanding, and when it closes, that's when we feel the pain.
Yeah, 'cause it's
like,
tight. But I will find out. But I definitely want to see that. I don't know if I can swear in here to come
Yes,
out,
you
but
can. We have already.
Oh, we
This
have.
is our podcast.
That's
we can do
right.
whatever the fuck we want.
but I want to look at that bitch in the eye and say, you did not win.
Yep. You
Did
did me
not
wrong,
win.
but I took you out.
You know, because I want to send love all over to my body, but you get out. As your time is to get out.
It is, and you know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
You're gonna love
I
it.
still have sadness behind the scenes because this wasn't something that I wanted
Yeah, it wasn't in
to
the plan.
do. It wasn't in the plan, but nothing ever is in the plan with life. But there's just that aspect of I wish that I had more information sooner and wasn't shoved off by the doctors that I was shoved off by. Like
Yeah.
the doctor that prescribed me Prozac told me that it wasn't worth doing an ultrasound, but she'll schedule it anyway. Like you're doing me a big favor.
Right.
Like it's your job. You're a woman's health doctor. But shoved me off, said it won't do any good. Did the ultrasound, didn't even know I had the fibroids until I learned you could go on the My Patient portal.
And look
Which
at
you should have
them.
told me. That was an option too, but I didn't even know that was a thing because this is a couple years back. You know, technology has gotten so elevated in that time frame. But why wouldn't you tell me that? If I had more information about these fibroids, I might have been able to do something.
Right.
You know,
And give the option. Like, I don't, like, it's like, oh, well, that might not be covered. I don't care. Tell me how much it is and let me go from there.
yeah.
Like, give me
And
that option.
if you are struggling with fibroids, it's something that you know of. There are other options. I don't want to scare you and think that, oh my God, I have a fibroid, I have to cut my uterus out. Nope, it's just kind of on a case-by-case basis. But there's a certain thing, there's fibroid embolization. So they go inside, they go up your vag.
Ablation.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
No, not
No?
ablation.
Not ablation? Just kidding.
Not ablation.
LOL.
This is an embolization. So what they do is they go in. Well, it's kind of in a way, but they like cauterize and cut off the blood supply.
Yes,
So they're
yeah.
not ablating it, but they're just cutting the blood supply to the fibroid so that it eventually shrinks off and dies. And that takes like a couple months for it to shrink off and die. That's an option.
Did
There's
you do DNCs?
no.
Oh, those are terrible.
I've
That's
heard.
when they scrape the inside of your uterus with a razor.
Well, they're just gonna cut mine out instead. So
Yeah, I had
let's
both.
go
It was
that way.
awful.
But then there's also a myectomy or myoctomy, if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. They go in and they actually cut the fibroids
Yes.
out of your uterus.
Yes.
But that is a more dangerous and more intensive surgery than a hysterectomy.
And then
because
you're
you
wind
have
up
to
with scar
sew-
tissue again.
Right, because you have to sew up the uterus from the removal of the fibroids. So there are options, and it's called uterine embolization, or UFE, uterine fibroid embolization. Look that up if you are struggling with fibroids. That might be a more user-friendly option where they just kind of cut off the blood supply. So it's still surgery, but it's less, you're not removing an organ. So there are options. You could also, depending on the size of your fibroid, shrink them through diet, but that doesn't work for everybody. But you have options holistically to try things first before you go the surgical route. So I don't want anyone to feel like they have to do this in the search for pain relief.
I mean, I did it. I went 2 years before I even had a surgery.
Right.
Like, I was like, no,
Figuring
let's
it
do
out.
X, Y, and Z. Let's figure it out. But none of it worked.
And our goal is
unfortunately.
hopefully for anybody that's watching this to be in like earlier stages so that you have more information and know what to present to your doctor.
Not falling out, not
know?
your uterus falling out.
Because
but
I don't want people to have to go and get hysterectomies. When it comes to quality of life, what I've learned, you know, if that's the next step, that's the next step. But
Absolutely.
all in all, like you have options, you know.
And if they tell you don't, get a second opinion.
Get a second opinion.
Yeah, because
you
you
don't
do.
have to settle.
You
do not have
don't.
to settle. There are way too many doctors. There are amazing doctors out there. In our experience, the ones that we've encountered that are a little bit older just aren't with the times.
Yeah.
When it comes to diseases like this, they may be skilled in other areas, but when it comes to like endometriosis or reproductive things, general gynos unfortunately just don't have a vast understanding.
Yeah, they just, and it's a chronic illness.
It's a
so
chronic illness.
it's something that is gonna keep on coming up, unfortunately, no matter what you do to prevent it.
And that was another reason in my decision making is that it continues to progress over time. So I could have surgery after surgery, and a lot of people go that route if they don't have a lot of scar tissue, but they're still going in for yearly surgeries, which is crazy. Like, why every year is this coming back? So lots of things to question along the way, but I don't want you to feel like you have to go the surgery route. You have other options too. So that's a little update with that. Once I have more information from the pre-op, I'll share things that I asked, things that they caution, and then we'll vlog the healing experience. So that'll be fun. I can't wait to go back and look at that when I'm on the other side.
Right? I kind of hope you come home a little drugged up so we can like film that and you can just.
I'll tell Anthony, film me when I'm going to the car. But
Yeah.
honestly, like I felt fine after my first surgery. I had a friend who's a pharmacist ask me, because I'm part ginger. I darken my hair a little bit, but half my mom's side are gingers and half my
Tell
dad's
by
side.
your freckles.
You could just ask. I can't even.
You
read it
have
from
a
that far.
wonderful day
Oh.
too.
Have a wonderful day. We just cut it out. But I'm part ginger. My mom's side of the family are all redheads, Scottish, Irish, and then my dad's side, dark hair, German on that side. But I'm part ginger, and I guess people that have red-haired genes inside of them are more resistant. They're more resilient to pain. I was like,
Yes.
wow, that makes sense because I deal with a lot of it.
2% of people have ginger hair.
Yeah, 2% of the population and
Yep.
green eyes. So I'm like a mutant of sort.
So
But-
you're telling me you have ginger hair and you darkened it?
Yeah, part ginger. So it's like a dark brownish red. So when we go outside, even though this is dark, you'll see the red undertones in the light. There's been times when I've been like full red. Haley Williams from Paramore was like my girl when I was in college. So I have the red hair, the
love
bangs
that.
and everything. But I feel like red hair makes me look chubby. I don't know why I feel that way.
I feel
but-
everything makes me look chubby lately, so
We'll do a
Yay!
self-love one another time.
yeah. We do love ourselves though. Even though I want a boob job.
All things that make you feel good. No judgments. Do live your life, man. But okay,
Yeah.
updates. That's where we're at. We'll have more updates in a later episode. But what we wanted to talk about today was just different things or different methods that we've used to manage pain. Hopefully, some of them can be helpful to you. I still use some of these things to help manage it because, like I said, I've been able to mitigate symptoms over the years. Just unfortunately, not enough. But the fact that this is how I feel with the help of these things,
with the pain medicine,
it's
that's
much.
just no.
So we wrote down kind of a list of things, but first and foremost, this is what everyone starts with when you're a young woman and you have cramps. You're just popping the ibuprofen. You're just popping the Advil, popping the Tylenol. Because you're like, oh, it's cramps. That's what they tell me to do. Midol, which has caffeine in it, by the way, to help people with their energy levels. But if you're sensitive to caffeine, like this is decaf, and I'm kind of like already like buzzing anyway.
This is not.
Not decaf.
Don't tell me,
You could outdrink me in caffeine for sure. But it has caffeine in it, so if you're sensitive to caffeine and you feel a little woo-woo and you take a Midol, that's probably why. But I remember dry swallowing ibuprofen, just taking it like it was nothing. And then one day I felt a burning right here. And you had one where you felt a burning like here. I was like, shit, did I just give myself an ulcer? Like, I don't want to go that route. I was taking lots of ibuprofen, which in the beginning it does help. But what ibuprofen does is it slows the release. I'm going to butcher this word. Prostaglandins. I don't know if I'm saying it properly.
I don't even know that word. So,
but it's a type of hormone that releases during your luteal phase right before you get your period, and that is the cause of a lot of pain. Okay. So what it does is it kind of slows the release of that, so that brings down inflammation, so you're not releasing so much of it and being in a lot of pain, causing that cramping. So some doctors will suggest taking ibuprofen a week before you get your period or a week before you know that you have that bad pain coming to slow the release of the prostaglandins. Look it up, Prostaglandins or something like that. Prostaglandins. If I was in a spelling bee, I took second place. Ryan O'Grady beat me out in 5th grade. I will not forget, Ryan. It's okay. It was a good bite, a good battle. But it slows the release of that. So that's a method over the years that people have suggested that might work for you. I just don't want to take painkillers all the time.
They're not good for you.
It's not good for your liver, so always drink a full glass of water when you are taking any sort of supplement or vitamin. That's not something I do anymore in my life. That's just not good for you, and it can really cause damage to your liver. So not that. But then the next thing that I would do and pair with my ibuprofen, which I still use every single day, regardless of if I'm in pain or not now, is my heating pad. Because it's so soothing. It's so soothing.
It's warm. Like if you're cold, I turn the heating pad on. If my back hurts, I put the heating pad on.
And honestly, it doesn't stop the cramps. It doesn't stop them, but it's soothing.
Yep, it just feels nice.
So like even at nighttime, if I'm like laying on the couch or getting work done, I always have my heating pad on. And I don't know if it's mental now over the years because it's always been with me no matter where I went, any travel, like international travel, like heating pad with me because I need it.
I travel with a fan.
Travel with a fan, you get hot flashes.
I travel with a fan.
Yay, hormones.
Yep, everywhere.
But heating pad is great, and even they have like sticky heating pads too, so if you're on the go, if you're working, you can go to the drugstore and you can just put them on your abdomen. Just get that.
Feels so nice.
And also in the portable pain relief management things, a TENS unit.
She introduced me to that.
Yes.
Life-changing.
Love a TENS unit. So a TENS unit is a little device, or it could be a big device depending on what kind, but it's little sticky patches that you put on your skin, and it sends shock signals. So it's literally shocking your body, but because of the shock, it's stopping the nerve pain from hitting your brain signals. So you're still in pain, but it's stopping you from realizing that you're in pain. So when I first started, I would turn it up to like 2 or 3, and I'd be like, oh, I can feel that. So I'd stick them right on my ovaries and then stick the little device in my back pocket.
Yep.
Wear a shirt or a sweatshirt. No one would even know that you have wires. You tuck it into your back pocket. There's been so many days that I've gone about life just with my TENS unit on. You would have no idea. So I love it. I got it on Amazon. My brand was Nursel, but if you search TENS units, they're a dime a dozen.
I got one at Walgreens.
Yeah, just read the reviews.
$30.
Woo! $30, that's all right. And the sticky pads are good forever. All you have to do is just take a little bit of water and wash them off.
Wash them off and then stick
and
them
you
back
could
on.
probably buy replacement
You can buy because they recommend like after a year to replace them just because like you can't get everything off of them.
Yeah, so I have there's 3 different sizes. The smaller ones that look like little ovaries.
Yeah,
here, and then there's the large ones you can put on your back.
Yep.
That is a great device. And even if you have any sort of like cramping or muscle pain, like that's really good. So athletes use it to help soothe their muscles because it's used for muscle cramping. So it's a perfect endo girl, crampy girl, fibroid girl, cystic girl, anything girl. Any pain.
Yes, pain.
Yeah, and it's really good, and you can crank that sucker up. But like 2 or 3 would be enough. But now I have to put it up to like 10, and that's the thing. Like
even 10.
I know, and if you were to put that on somebody that doesn't struggle with pain, they would probably have a heart attack.
Absolutely. It's like when you put those things on men when like you show them labor pains. It's hysterical and you're just like,
Yeah, I told Anthony, after this hysterectomy, I will finally know what it's like for a man to have a cold.
Yes. You will. You will because
yeah. But I love my TENS unit. The battery died, I just have to replace it, but that is a really good thing to have with you. And because they're mostly so small and portable now, you can just have them in your bag. Yep. Get 2. Keep one in your bag, your travel bag. Keep one at home so you never have to be without it. I highly recommend that to anybody, no matter where you're at in your journey. So that's a big device that has helped me. It just feels good.
It does.
A little shock, especially when you have like a cramp and it just shocks you.
You're
Like, oh yeah,
okay,
I'd rather twitch.
Yeah, or your muscles are like. Ugh.
And so I have some videos. I'll see if I can find them. But like where I videoed my stomach, and you can see it actually like pulsing. Because it's like taking the cramp out. It's wild.
CBD.
CBD and THC.
Those are my go-to. More, it didn't really help the pain, I wouldn't say, but it helped me relax.
Yeah.
Like my brain
Just
relax
kind of
and like mellow out. And obviously, if you've had THC before, you know it kind of like
Which is
messes.
weed, if
Yes,
you're not
it's
up with
weed.
the
Yes,
lingo.
it's weed.
The
It's
dope,
legal.
the weed, it's legal.
Don't frown upon me. You
But I mean, not only
frowners.
do we like it, it helps
Yeah,
with
it helps.
but it helps with
It
inflammation.
helps with a lot of things. Like I would get anxiety because I'd be in so much pain, and then that would help. But it helps with so much. There's so many benefits.
I'm glad that we have gotten to that point now where that is recognized, you know,
Mhm.
because they couldn't figure out how to tax it for so long.
Yep.
It was illegal, and now they're charging a lot for it. But regardless where we are now, that it's finally acceptable and mainstream to use that as pain management because it's not pharmaceutical.
Though they're still teaching kids that it's a drug, which
Yeah.
is sad.
It's because it's just like everything. Like you
Yeah.
can make it something
Yeah, you
that it's
can-
not. You can use
But like
it
this
in
is
an
a
incorrect
plant,
way.
and this is used for years and years and years to help.
Yeah,
you.
I will always go that route
Yup.
first.
Yep.
First and foremost, and we enjoy it. So there's that part of it too. But there's THC, which is the actual part that gets you stoned or gets
Yup.
you high, and then there's CBD. And your body has something called like the endocannabinoid system,
Yes.
and it processes CBD and it knows exactly what to do with it. CBD, and once you like research it and learn how it operates in the body,
amazing.
it's amazing.
Amazing.
It's a great product. So that's for somebody that doesn't want to incorporate something, or if they have to be drug tested for work.
Yep.
CBD might show up on a drug test. I don't know. I don't know. I know some
I
people.
mean, I think you have to test for that.
I have friends that are in the military that technically can't use it because it might show up on a drug test. So don't quote me on that. But it really does help with pain relief. Like I have a CBD rub,
Me
the
too.
Enrituals line.
Oh yes.
So
yes.
if you
Yep.
use the Enrituals oil, the Enrituals line, it's 1,000 milligrams of CBD. It works wonders. I've tried all different brands. I really like. I used to use Charlotte's Web. I used to use their droppers. That was a good one. It's costly, so you have to be prepared for those things because you're not getting a prescription for
Yep.
it. But Charlotte's Web is really good. It was a brand made for a girl who struggled with seizures.
Okay.
Like, constant seizures. So her name was Charlotte. They made it for Charlotte.
That's
I love that.
awesome.
But I really, really like the brand Seventh Sense. I actually have an affiliate code with them because I like them so much and I talk about them. So I will add that down below too. You get money off like your first order, which is
That's
pretty cool.
awesome.
But I really, really like their products. The green tea scented whatever, the green tea scent is amazing. Really like them. But the Enrituals one, that one kicks
love
ass because
that.
it's 1,000 milligrams.
I love it. I use it every night.
And I actually feel the difference when I rub it into my back, which is hard to say for a lot of other products because they could maybe touch the surface, but this one works. It doesn't last as long as I would like to, but the fact that it works, I'm like, okay, so there's
it's
something
like, okay,
in
I
here
can do
that's
something
effective.
right now.
So I really, really like CBD, not only to take it orally, that sounds
Yeah,
dirty. Orally, but to put it on topically.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of that. So I'll link all of like the CBD products we tried. I tried a brand called Johnny Appleseed. Didn't do anything. I'm always
What's the
on the
brand I
quest.
have at the salon right now? I'll have to look at it and send it to you. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And then I love trying it out, and it's pain-free
Yeah,
to try it because
pain-free.
it's just CBD. So I really, really like that. Those are all like start there first.
Yes,
start there
don't
first.
go to the meds
Yeah.
or the birth control. Disclaimer.
I know. We're like we don't want to villainize anything.
I
There's
know
just-
we don't. It's just
We have our
we have bad
opinions.
experiences with
Yeah,
it.
we have our opinions on it, and unfortunately, like the majority of the women in our circle and ones that we speak to outside of it have had
All have the
bad
same-
experiences.
yeah.
It's really
It's
frustrating.
a lot of
It's very
people though.
frustrating.
Like a lot of people I talk to that you would have never known that they've had issues, and they're just like,
Yep.
I know birth control fucked
So
me
many
up.
people now are transitioning off to birth
Mhm.
control, that, you know, and like
Yeah.
as you get older too, like we're in our 30s, even though we look like young as hell, right?
Yes, so
We're-
young.
We're in our 30s, and the risk of cardiovascular health or damage to your cardiovascular health is so much higher, like blood clots and things like that, as you get into your 30s, which is crazy because we still have like 70 plus years of life left to live,
Like,
but it can become dangerous in certain situations. So there's a lot on that
There is.
topic, and just
It's rough.
I don't like talking about it.
I know.
Frustrating.
I know. And then I feel like, you know, I don't want anybody to judge us because if it works for you,
If it
that's
works for you.
great. But just look into what it's doing
And
in
continue-
the long term.
And I would just say continue to get like, you know, your hormone testing done or your blood test, just checkups while you're on
Yep.
medication just to make sure everything is kosher, you know?
Yep. And
and
make
monitor.
sure you ask for those tests because
Yes.
they're not going to test them unless you ask them for it.
Yep, I have a friend, Kelsey, who will hopefully be coming on the podcast at some point too to talk about her experience with getting a doctor to actually listen to her and validate her and get her for testing. And she just got approved for
Yay!
doing blood hormone
Oh,
tests. Yay!
That's
Yay,
so
Kelsey!
awesome.
that's the next step in your health journey, you know? And it might not give you answers right away, but it's like a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah,
The
like when
more
we did the
pieces
Dutch
of the
test.
puzzle you get,
Yep.
yes, the Dutch test.
And then I did the GI map test.
Yeah. Pee, poop, and pee, poop, and spit or something
Spit,
like that?
yeah.
Or really
So
accurately.
something like
Oh,
that,
pee, poop,
yeah.
and blood. Those
Blood.
are the good ways to
We
get
said
insight on your
spit.
body. And I know like it can feel embarrassing to have to do those things, but do them. Do them for your gut health, for
My
your hormone
poop
health.
was so informative.
I know. It's
Like,
what
I
it
learned
is. It tells
so
you what's going
much.
on in your GI
Yup,
tract.
I learned so much just from poop. I
Yeah,
was
so
like,
if you
what?
guys are embarrassed to talk about it, we will talk about it.
Yep,
Don't
not
you
a
worry.
problem.
You know, you just send it in. There it goes in the mail.
No, I had to catch it.
No.
Not in my hand though. You know like when you go to like a food truck and they have like those little like, you know, to go carton thingies, the half open ones, like they're cardboard or paper. Yeah, you just had to catch it in the toilet.
Okay, so this is making sense to me today. I had a discussion with one of my clients about how she noticed that she's getting cyclical anxiety. She just paired it together. She was like, every 4 weeks around this time, I start to feel depressed. I start to get really bad anxiety. And she's like, it's now clicking. I have an awareness that it's like cyclical.
Okay.
And we were talking about testing and things that I recommend and supplements like magnesium and cortisol manager, which are fantastic. We can talk all about supplements in a different one. But she was saying she had to poop in a bowl. She's like, pooping in a bowl. So that probably was.
Yeah, I had to poop in this little carton thing, and then they give you this like vial with liquid at the bottom, and you have to scoop your poop into the vial, and then you put it in the bag and ship it on off.
It's pooping in a bowl.
Mind you, just want to say this, I went to a gastro for years, and I had my poop tested, and they found nothing. And then I had this done, and they found a gajillion things wrong.
Shout out to our clinical nutritionist, John. If you
Yes,
ever see
we
this,
love
John,
you.
we love you. Thank you for
Thank
all
you.
of your help thus far. And in the future, we will
Yes.
link him down below too. He is fantastic.
She's gonna link. I don't know how to do
Yes,
any of
I
that.
will link. I will link. I will do the clicking of the keyboard, but we will
click.
link. So, big tangent on THC CBD, but
Yes.
that's clearly our favorite version because it's not pharmaceutical, you know, and your body knows how to process it and it reduces inflammation. So we love that.
And it makes you happy.
Yeah, and edibles. It depends. If you don't have
Yeah.
experience with the edibles, you know, start small. Just research. If you have a dispensary, go and just ask questions. Don't be embarrassed because the people there are so
Edibles don't
friendly.
work
I'll
for
tell
me.
you why
Oh my
they're so
God,
friendly.
they're so happy.
They're
Probably
so
'cause they're
happy.
high.
They're
But
so happy.
Edibles, unfortunately, don't work for me
No.
at all. I've
No.
tried.
And
they
I've
do
taken like a
nothing.
couple different ones.
Do you take anxiety medicine?
No, I don't. I think
Okay, so I think I've researched that like it could be like almost like a beta blocker, and like that could be why that
That could
nothing
make sense.
happens to me, because I mean your girl's taking like 25-30 milligrams and nothing. I'm just sitting
Nothing.
there like fine. Yeah.
The first one I ever had though, I was in college. It was called a Wheat Buttercup. It was 100 milligrams, but I thought you ate the whole thing.
Oh.
That got to me. I actually was out and I
Dude.
asked them. I was like, "Please bring me home." And I went home. I was like, "Mom, I'm high and I don't like it."
I got a story for another time, but I took a pot brownie once
Oh,
in
this could be
Salem.
the after hours. The
Yes,
after hours
in
podcast
Salem.
after dark. Yeah.
Let's just say that
With
trip.
the witches and stuff.
Oh yeah, let's say that trip ended with a $3,000 hospital bill. That's for after hours.
After hours.
Yes.
Sisters after hours.
Yep.
Ooh,
Oh.
that'll be a whole new segment. Okay,
Nuts.
cool. Okay, what else? Oh, so I'll save that one for last. But
Yes.
so Liza said taking a shower or a bath helps her, the heat. I was talking to her, I was telling her that a shower doesn't help me as much. It actually like accelerates my pain, but that might be because I'm standing up.
Yeah,
so you
I
would,
sit.
like, sit
Yeah,
down in
I
the
sit
shower.
and I put my legs and I just let the water fall down my
hit the
back.
back. Because when I take a bath, like I make that
Scorching
scorching hot. I get in. I've actually had steam coming
See,
off
that's
my
I
body.
can't take a bath. I'm
I
afraid
love
of the
taking
drain.
a bath. My new apartment doesn't have
Like
one,
you
unfortunately.
can take one in my house. It never gets used.
I love taking baths.
We can even go in the hot tub.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
we
really.
could do a
We can do a hot tub.
Yes.
After
Yes.
surgery though, because I
Yes.
can't get the stitches.
No,
wet.
yeah.
Oh my god, a glass of something.
Yes.
No way.
Mocktails.
Oh, so that
Actually, Heather makes the best friggin' mocktails.
So that might
We
be
need
PG,
her.
might not be PG,
Yeah.
but we'll film it.
But yes,
that's a
we will.
great
Yes.
idea.
But-
Oh, I want to do it when it's snowing outside.
We went in
the
it this
hot tub.
weekend when
That's
it was snowing.
amazing.
It was so
Love that.
nice. It
Love
just
that.
sucks getting out.
Yeah,
Just
it's
blows.
freezing.
Yeah, it's freezing.
But Yeah, so taking a hot shower or a bath helps too because it helps ease the muscle contractions. Same thing as like a heating pad.
Yep.
I prefer a bath, but I wish a shower worked for me, but it
Try it
makes
next
it
time.
so much worse.
Try it sitting down next time.
Yeah, I will.
Yep.
And
or
we
if
have
you have
a
a stool, bring the stool in and bring that with you.
Oh, I got a squatty potty. I got one for
Yep.
Anthony for
Do
Christmas.
that. Just sit right there.
Squatty potty.
In the bath.
We also have a water faucet filter.
Ooh.
We have the Jolie. The Jolie.
The
Mhm.
Jolie.
Because think about it, if you filter the water you put inside your body, what about the ones you put on your skin, like your hair and
that's
stuff?
true.
That's just like a little side thing. If you're trying
Yep.
to be more intentional with the shifts in your life, you know, eating a little bit better, even like things like switching out into a water filter, because you might not even realize the minerals that are coming in contact with your skin.
Absolutely.
So we can talk about other types of lifestyle swaps too. This is great. The more that we
Yep.
do this, all this stuff comes up.
yeah, and then we'll hit every topic. That's what this is all about.
And then the last thing that I put on here, I don't know if you think of anything else, but like I have definitely pilfered and taken drugs that are not meant for me, like Oxycontin.
Yep, same.
And I
Black
don't
market.
think that it did anything
Nope.
for me, which was disappointing. And I started off like taking half because I was really nervous, and I'm like, this isn't doing anything. And I'm like, why isn't Oxycontin not helping my pain?
They're gonna prescribe that to you after your surgery.
Okay.
I only took it for like 2 days because it started to bite me up. But yeah, that's what they're gonna
Yeah,
give
I'll,
you.
I'll see how it goes. Luckily, with the first lap surgery, I didn't have to. This is a little bit more extensive, but we'll see if I can just get by with ibuprofen.
I mean,
we'll try.
The problem was to like I couldn't smoke weed until probably day 5 or 6
because of the anesthesia.
The anesthesia, I had the gas bloating from them filling it up, and then like just if you cough, it's gonna fucking hurt. So you don't want that.
Yeah.
And like I said, the stupid thingies don't work eating them.
Speaking of cough,
Something out there.
so there's a salon. That's their back room. If you open the door, there's all like doll heads. You know the ones that you cut hair with.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
That's creepy.
It's very creepy.
I got pulled over for that once.
Probably
The
nice.
hair was hanging on my
It's
trunk.
creepy. It's creepy. Yeah.
I'm like, sorry,
But-
officer. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not condoning this. I'm
And yeah,
just
we don't recommend
sharing
it
with
because
you.
you can't trust people. Like
Yeah.
she got it from someone she knows,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And even at that, like you
Yeah,
just
you
you
just
don't
don't
know. Not condoning it, but we just want to be vulnerable with you and tell you like we have been desperate. We have been
I've gone to
low,
the hospital
low,
just
low.
so they can shoot me with Dilaudid.
Yeah, we have been.
Sorry, but
No.
that does work.
What kind of pain?
That's like the really strong stuff, but you can only get it in the hospital.
Yeah.
They don't even prescribe it. But that was the only thing that would touch the pain. And by then, if they're shooting you with Dilaudid, you're out of it. You don't even know what's going
and
on.
that's no way to
Yeah,
die,
it's
right?
like, what?
You just want to relieve your cramps. So we just want to be transparent with you and just tell you
I mean, I was
everything because it
popping
sucks.
Oxys left and right at work back then.
And then you build up a resistance to it, and it doesn't work, and that's why
And then
there's
you're like,
an opioid addiction
Feels like,
problem.
"Ooh."
Yeah, and I don't want to
I
feel
don't like
not
that
like
way.
myself.
Nope. Not
So-
at all. So yeah,
so
we
that's
don't
that.
recommend that, but
Don't
like we
recommend
said,
it,
we're
just wanna share it with
transparent
you.
and telling you everything we've done to try to manage pain.
But out of all of these things, like I highly recommend like CBD and a TENS unit.
Mm-hmm.
That is a golden combination. You know, especially
And a
if you're
heating pad.
somebody who's younger, you know, using like a CBD rub cream and a heating pad.
Yep. And if you don't know where to start with CBD and all of that, just ask us.
Message us.
We'll
Message
help
us.
you.
I
We
have
know
spent
what we're doing.
years researching,
Yep.
trying different brands because I'm just curious and I'm always looking for something that can outperform the next one.
Absolutely.
So
It's all about management, but sometimes
Yeah.
you won't have to manage it, and that's gonna be the best part.
that's so weird, right?
I know, to think about like
It
in
still
less
hasn't hit
than-
me.
Well, like it will. I think like the week of, you're gonna be like, shit,
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to have no insides.
But now I'm getting more to that excited space as it gets closer because I've asked my doctor questions, but also just to know that there's a life without pain, you know, a life without suffering.
Yep. So it's gonna be incredible. I'm so excited for her. So
Yeah.
excited.
So this is bringing me a sense of peace being able to do this because it's a very emotional thing, but I'm getting more excited as the days come by.
So awesome.
Just to be done with it.
I know.
And right now's the day that I feel fine, so then my brain's like, do we really need to do this? But I'm not letting my brain trick me.
No.
I wouldn't have been offered this option at this
If you
point
didn't need
if
it.
I didn't
Yeah.
need it. So I'm not letting my brain trick me.
Nope. And I told her that we have to get all pictures of everything inside.
Yeah, I
Like,
wanna
we
see
need
it.
to see it afterwards.
Yep.
I showed her my circle scars.
Yeah. Honestly,
that?
I didn't notice much.
No.
I thought it was gonna be just different, but
Yeah.
they do it around the areola, so not bad.
It's funny because the first time I ever had it done, I
That's fine.
I passed out in the bathroom. I lived at home at that point, and my mom, I had to change like the dressing because back then the first time I had it done in both boobs. They had to take them out of both. And they had like these like gauze pads over my boobs, and my mom didn't even get the gauze pads off, and I hit the floor. I got so nauseous, and it wasn't even that bad, but I don't know what happened, and now I can't. Anytime I have surgery, someone's gonna clean it. I'm like, fix me.
This is why you have to laugh, because
Yeah,
it's so
'cause it's
ridiculous.
not
Like,
right
why
over.
are we going through all of this?
I don't understand it. It goes back to, why do you want to be a woman if you don't have to go through this shit? Because I just don't understand it. I'm sorry. I love everybody.
Should we get ourselves canceled before we
right?
get
Cancels
started?
Endo Cysterz. No, seriously, I don't care what you do with your life. It's just like, we go through all of this shit.
Yep.
And
I'm editing myself right now, but and after hours, the good stuff will come out. You know,
we'll just kind of.
And if you don't agree or have a different viewpoint, we respect everyone, and we respect your right to not watch.
Yep, absolutely,
that's pretty
that
much
too.
it.
But
that's pretty much
this
it.
whole cancel culture thing, it's got to stop, because people do enjoy this stuff, and people do enjoy real conversation, and it's our podcast. We can talk about whatever we want, however we want, whenever we
I know,
want.
and not to be dramatic, but I don't want women to be erased.
No,
Like, we are here, we exist, and we're dealing with these issues.
We delivered the babies.
We are dealing.
We go through this shit.
Yes, we are the ones dealing with the issue with our reproductive organs. So I don't want to be silenced. I don't want to be erased.
Or like when you were saying, "Oh, I'm a guardian. I'm not a mother anymore. I'm a guardian."
Yeah.
No, I'm a mom. I pushed a kid out of this vagina.
Or a birthing person. That's
fuck
so insulting. That is so beyond insulting.
What's the thing for breastfeeding? Chest feeding? Bitch, you're a man. You cannot breastfeed. There are no milk ducts in those boobs. It's no. Dude, I could barely breastfeed. It was terrible.
I'm really working so hard right now to edit myself, but I will happily
She's better than me.
divulge everything in the After Hours podcast.
I just spew everything out. It comes out. It's my downfall.
Yeah.
Some people would say I insert foot in mouth.
Yep,
but
it's a driving
sorry.
force behind why we're doing this. We
Yeah.
don't want
We
women
wanna
to
be
be
heard.
erased in what they're going through. So that's that.
Yeah.
So yay, another episode in the books talking about pain
Awesome.
management. We can do supplements, or we can think about what we want to do for the next time. But if there's
Absolutely.
anything that you want to learn about, please email
Maybe
us.
we
Please
should,
DM
yeah.
us.
We
you know?
should do supplements and like kind of talk about what we went through with John.
Yeah,
so
like our
that,
hormone
'cause,
testing
that
and
has been a game
recommendations.
changer for me, and I know it has somewhat for you
Absolutely.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun one, and that's good because you're actually getting recommendations based on science. I know, like, it's really tempting when you get like desperate in a dark place to just buy everything you see online, but I caution you to not just take things because there's a review. You know, learn about your body, get recommendations for what's going to work for you, because you might actually be doing more harm than help by taking things that you don't need.
Absolutely.
You know,
It's
something
true.
even like a probiotic.
Yeah.
You may or may not need one, and if you don't need one, by taking one, you might actually be
Creating
creating
more
your
harm.
digestive
Yeah.
system. So
But
getting testing and learning and researching is very important. So happy to share about our experience with that and what
that's
our
how I found
recommendations
out
were.
I was allergic to gluten.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I had endoscopies. I've had endoscopies, colonoscopies, freaking GI things. I went on the GERD diet. They're like, nope, you're not allergic. One poop test. Bitch, you are so allergic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we said, all the pieces of the puzzle. So
Yeah.
if you're in a situation where financially you can't get certain things done, there are other options of places to start, and we're so happy to share anything with you.
Absolutely.
So please email us or DM us if you would like to learn about a specific topic or even be a guest on the show. We can Zoom you right in, and we want you to share your story.
Absolutely.
So-
And if you don't want to be showing face, we can
We
do
can do
it.
that too.
Yeah, we
It
can
doesn't
walk
matter,
you
like-
out, and we can, what, disguise your voice.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
Hard. Like when those people go on like 60 Minutes, and they're like,
Where your identity will be protected. But if
Absolutely.
you would like to share your story, regardless of how you would like to do it, we would love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
The more stories we can get, the more powerful the community can be that we can plug into, because we want to build something incredibly large, because we want to support our sisters.
Absolutely. We love you guys so
We love you
much.
guys.
And
Thank you
so
for watching.
much.
Thank you again to our first
Thank you.
100 listeners. That's
We're
so
gonna have to
cool.
do like a giveaway when we get like 1,000 listeners.
Okay, I'm into
Yep.
it.
Yep.
What are we doing? What is look at this?
I don't know. Oh, we're gonna have to do something. I don't know. Maybe I'll like
But honestly,
makeover.
that exceeded our expectations
It
because
really
we
did.
are just doing this because we need it.
Yep.
So
and we just wanted to share what's on our heart. That's it.
that means a lot, and I can't wait to connect with more of you guys. I've already been able to have some conversations,
So
and
excited.
it's pretty cool, you know, the impact, the ripple effect. So
Yep, it
we
really
invite you
is.
to come on.
Yes. So